Time for a Talltale short.
In the lush green expanse of a backyard garden, a snail named Gusto was something of a marvel. He moved at a pace that left the rest of his kin shell-shocked. So when the bug committee declared a grand garden race, Gusto, wearing his leafy bandana like a badge of honor, was first to sign up, his arrogance nearly visible. The race day came and Gusto was talking up quite a storm. "Get a good look at this shell," he taunted a group of beetles. "It's the last you'll be seeing of me." But as the race commenced, Gusto was left in the dust. The swift ants, the agile beetles, they all passed him. Crestfallen and humiliated, he withdrew, returning to his shell, literally and figuratively, to rethink his approach. Days turned into weeks as Gusto mulled over his mistakes. He realized that speed alone wasn't the true measure of success. It was about perseverance and about finishing what you start. And most importantly, being the best version of yourself. During his self-imposed exile, Gusto found peace. He meditated beneath the shade of sunflowers and learned to slow down his thoughts as well as his pace. One day, his meditation was disrupted by a boisterous grasshopper named Bounder, who, with his high jumps and loud declarations, reminded Gusto of his own overconfidence. Deciding to lend a hand, or rather a shell, Gusto approached Bounder. "Bounder," he said, his antenna twitching, "the key to winning isn't just speed or high jumps. It's about striving to be the best version of yourself, and that begins with finishing what you start." Bounder sneered, but a practice race with a couple of quicksilver ladybugs proved humbling as they easily crossed the finish line 2 caterpillar lengths ahead. Now, the grasshopper was all ears, and thus began their training. From practicing precision jumps over daisy chains to building endurance by circling the great oak, Bounder was subjected to Gusto's quirky training methods. Along the way, Bounder was transforming. He was less of a boaster, more of a doer. The day of the big race arrived. At the start line, Bounder was surrounded by chattering bugs and snide comments. "Bounder, ready to taste dust?" A beetle smirked. Undeterred, Bounder echoed Gusto's wisdom. "It's not just about being the fastest, it's about finishing what I start." The race began, and Bounder started strong, but halfway through he stumbled and hurt his wing. A murmur ran through the crowd, and a few laughed. Yet, remembering Gusto's words, Bounder pressed on, pushing through the pain. His jumps were slower, but steady, and his resolve unwavering. As he hopped past the finish line, first among the racers, the garden erupted in cheers. Gusto watched from the sidelines, a proud smile on his face. They had both won because they had finished their own races, and in doing so, they had both become the best versions of themselves, which also happened to be enough to win the race.
This was a Talltale short, small but mighty stories, released daily in audio format. Create, read, and share more tales at talltale.com.